Olivia's Voyage to the Feline Isles. The world's last great feline sanctuary lies waiting, hidden from prying eyes. But one courageous cat will risk it all to uncover its secrets. Chapter 1: The Call of the Waves. Olivia sat atop the rolling dunes, her emerald eyes gazing out over the vast, glimmering expanse of the ocean. The rhythmic crash of the waves against the shore had long captivated her, stirring a sense of wonder and curiosity that had only grown stronger with time. As Lumina's ethereal glow danced beside her, Olivia couldn't help but feel a pull, a longing to venture beyond the familiar forests and deserts she had come to call home. The stories she had heard of the mythical Feline Isles, a legendary paradise hidden across the seas, had ignited a spark within her that refused to be extinguished. "Lumina," Olivia murmured, her voice tinged with a sense of determination, "I feel the call of the waves. There is more to this world than what we have seen, and I must uncover the truth of the Feline Isles for myself." The firefly spirit's glow pulsed with understanding. "I sense your restlessness, feline guardian. The ocean holds many mysteries, and the Feline Isles are shrouded in legend. But the path will not be an easy one." Olivia's paw reached up to caress the emerald collar at her neck, its power thrumming with a reassuring rhythm. "I am ready, Lumina. Whatever challenges may await me on the high seas, I will face them with unwavering determination. The Feline Isles must be found, and their secrets unveiled." With a renewed sense of purpose, Olivia rose to her paws, her gaze sweeping across the horizon. Buttercup padded to her side, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, for he knew that their greatest adventure was about to begin. "Come, my friends," Olivia declared, her voice filled with a steadfast conviction. "Let us set sail and discover the wonders that lie beyond the waves." Chapter 2: The Unlikely Crew. Olivia's paws carried her swiftly through the bustling port town, Buttercup bounding at her side and Lumina's glow guiding their way. The air was thick with the salty tang of the ocean and the clamor of sailors, merchants, and adventurers alike, all bustling with a sense of anticipation and excitement. As she navigated the winding streets, Olivia's keen eyes searched for any sign of a ship that might be willing to take on a feline passenger and her companions on their perilous voyage. She had come too far to turn back now, her heart burning with a fierce determination to uncover the truth of the Feline Isles. Suddenly, a gruff, rumbling voice caught her attention, and Olivia found herself face to face with a towering walrus, his tusks gleaming in the afternoon sun. "Ori, you there?" the walrus bellowed, his gaze sweeping over Olivia and her companions. "You look like you're in need of a ship and a crew. Name's Arnek, captain of the good ship Tempest. What you say, feline? Fancy taking a trip across the high seas?" Olivia blinked, momentarily taken aback by the walrus captain's gruff, no-nonsense demeanor. But she quickly gathered her wits, her emerald eyes narrowing with a determined spark. "Captain Arnek," she replied, her voice steady and assured, "I am Olivia, and I seek passage to the Feline Isles. My companions and I are prepared to embark on a voyage of great importance, and we would be honored to join your crew." The walrus captain's eyes widened, and a booming laugh rumbled from his massive chest. "The Feline Isles, eh?" Arnek mused, stroking his whiskers thoughtfully. "Now, that's a mighty fine destination, if you ask me. And you seem like the adventurous sort, Olivia. Tell you what, I'll take you and your ragtag bunch aboard the Tempest, and we'll see if we can't find this fabled paradise of yours." Olivia felt a surge of relief and gratitude, her paw reaching up to gently caress the emerald collar at her neck. "You have my deepest thanks, Captain Arnek," she said, her voice tinged with sincerity. "I promise you, our journey will be one of great importance, not only for myself, but for all of the feline kind." The walrus captain let out a hearty chuckle, his weathered features creasing into a toothy grin. "Aye, that's what I like to hear," he rumbled. "Now, let's get you and your furry friends settled in, shall we? We've got a long voyage ahead of us, and I reckon we'll need all the help we can get." As Olivia followed Captain Arnek towards the Tempest, Buttercup at her side and Lumina's glow casting a reassuring light, she couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and trepidation. The call of the ocean had led her here, and now, with an unlikely crew by her side, Olivia was determined to uncover the mysteries of the Feline Isles, no matter what challenges lay in wait. But just as she was about to step aboard the ship, a sudden commotion caught her attention, and Olivia found herself face to face with a mischievous seagull, his eyes gleaming with a playful mischief. Well, look what we have here," the seagull squawked, his gaze sweeping over Olivia and her companions. "A feline, a firefly, and a walrus. Now, that's a crew if I ever saw one." Olivia tensed, her emerald eyes narrowing with a hint of caution. "And who might you be?" she asked, her voice laced with a touch of suspicion. The seagull let out a boisterous laugh, his wings flapping with a flourish. "The name's Sky, first mate of the good ship Tempest," he replied, his feathers ruffling with a proud air. "And it looks like I'll be joining you on your little adventure, Feline." Olivia blinked, momentarily caught off guard by the seagull's sudden appearance and bold declaration. You wish to join us?" she asked, her voice tinged with a mixture of surprise and uncertainty. Sky's grin widened, his eyes gleaming with a mischievous spark. "Why, of course. Someone's got to keep an eye on you landlubbers. Make sure you don't get yourselves into too much trouble," he said, his tone dripping with a playful sarcasm. Olivia glanced over at Captain Arnek, her expression questioning. The walrus let out a rumbling chuckle, his expression one of amusement. "Aye, Sky's a bit of a handful, but he knows his way around a ship better than any of us," Arnek said, his voice tinged with a begrudging respect. "And we could use a scoundrel like him on our voyage to the Feline Isles." Olivia considered the seagull's proposal, her mind weighing the pros and cons. On one hand, Sky's mischievous nature gave her pause, but on the other, his apparent expertise and knowledge of the sea could prove invaluable on their perilous journey. Finally, with a resigned sigh, Olivia dipped her head in a gesture of acceptance. "Very well, Sky," she said, her voice tinged with a hint of caution. Welcome aboard the Tempest. Just try to keep your antics to a minimum, if you please." The seagull let out a triumphant caw, his wings flapping with unbridled enthusiasm. "Aye, aye, feline captain," he exclaimed, before swooping up to perch atop the Tempest's mast, his sharp eyes scanning the horizon with a newfound sense of purpose. Olivia shook her head, a faint smile tugging at the corners of her lips. With this unlikely crew by her side, she knew that their voyage to the Feline Isles would be anything but ordinary. But as she stepped aboard the Tempest, the call of the waves and the promise of uncharted discovery filling her senses, Olivia felt a surge of determination and excitement. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them head-on, her companions at her side and the emerald collar's power coursing through her veins. The Feline Isles were waiting, and Olivia was determined to uncover their secrets, no matter the cost. Chapter 3: Navigating the Treacherous Tides. The Tempest cut through the waves with a steady, rhythmic motion, the creaking of the wooden hull and the occasional cry of seagulls providing a soothing backdrop to the journey. Olivia stood at the bow, her emerald eyes scanning the horizon, her mind lost in contemplation. Beside her, Buttercup let out a low, rumbling purr, his tail swishing back and forth with a tentative excitement. The feline guardian knew that her loyal companion was equally intrigued by the prospect of setting sail for the mysterious Feline Isles, yet the dangers that lay ahead weighed heavily on them both. Lumina's ethereal glow danced around them, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a note of concern. "Olivia, I sense a growing unease within you," the spirit said, her luminescence pulsing with a comforting rhythm. "What troubles your mind, feline guardian?" Olivia turned her gaze towards Lumina, her expression thoughtful. "I cannot help but feel a sense of trepidation, Lumina," she admitted, her voice tinged with a hint of uncertainty. "The ocean is vast and unpredictable, and the Feline Isles remain shrouded in legend and mystery. What if we are not prepared for the challenges that await us?" Lumina's glow flickered with a reassuring warmth. "Have faith, Olivia," the firefly spirit replied. "You have faced great adversity before and emerged victorious. With the emerald collar's power at your side and your steadfast companions by your side, you are more than capable of navigating the treacherous tides." Olivia nodded, her paw reaching up to caress the ancient amulet at her neck. "You speak true, Lumina," she murmured, her voice filled with a renewed sense of purpose. "I must not allow my doubts to overshadow the determination that has brought me this far." Just then, a booming voice echoed across the ship's deck, drawing Olivia's attention. "Land ho!" bellowed Captain Arnek, his massive form silhouetted against the horizon. "The Feline Isles lie just ahead, mateys." Olivia felt a surge of excitement and trepidation, her heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. "The journey continues," she said, her gaze fixed on the distant landmass that had now come into view. "Whatever awaits us on those shores, we must be prepared to face it, no matter the cost." Buttercup let out a resolute yowl, his eyes gleaming with a fierce determination, and Lumina's glow pulsed with a note of unwavering support. "Then let us make haste, feline guardian," the firefly spirit said, her voice ringing with a sense of purpose. "The feline isles beckon, and we must answer their call." With a newfound sense of resolve, Olivia turned towards the ship's deck, her emerald eyes filled with a steadfast conviction. "Crew of the Tempest," she called out, her voice carrying across the waves. "The time has come to set our sights on the Feline Isles. Let us make landfall and uncover the secrets that have eluded us for so long." Captain Arneck's rumbling laugh echoed across the deck, his massive form lumbering towards Olivia. Aye, feline captain," the walrus bellowed, his tusks gleaming in the sunlight. "Full speed ahead, lads. We'll have you on those hallowed shores before the day is done." Sky, the mischievous seagull, let out a triumphant caw, his wings flapping with unbridled enthusiasm. "Well, what are we waiting for?" the first mate squawked, his beady eyes gleaming with a spark of adventure. "Let's go see what this fabled paradise has in store for us, eh?" Olivia felt a surge of confidence and determination, her gaze sweeping across the faces of her unlikely crew. Together, they would face the challenges that lay ahead, united in their quest to uncover the secrets of the Feline Isles. As the Tempest surged forward, cutting through the waves with a newfound urgency, Olivia knew that the true test of their mettle was about to begin. But with the Emerald Collar's power flowing through her and the unwavering support of her companions, she was more than ready to embrace the adventure that awaited them. The Feline Isles were within reach, and Olivia was determined to uncover their mysteries, no matter the cost. Chapter 4: A rival crew emerges. The Tempest approached the lush, verdant shores of the Feline Isles, the crew's excitement palpable as they caught their first glimpse of the legendary paradise. Olivia stood at the bow, her emerald eyes sweeping across the landscape, her heart racing with a sense of anticipation and wonder. "There they are, Buttercup," she murmured, her voice tinged with reverence. "The Feline Isles, the last great sanctuary for our kind." Buttercup let out a soft, rumbling purr, his tail swishing back and forth as he gazed upon the enchanting isles. Lumina's ethereal glow danced around them, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a note of awe. "The legends do not do this place justice, Olivia," the spirit said. "The Feline Isles radiate with a profound, ancient magic. We are truly standing on the threshold of a wondrous realm." Olivia nodded, her paw reaching up to caress the emerald collar at her neck, its power thrumming with a reassuring rhythm. "Then let us make haste, my friends," she declared, her voice filled with a steadfast determination. "The Feline Isles await, and we must uncover their secrets before any others can lay claim to this hallowed ground." As the Tempest drew closer to the shore, a sudden commotion caught Olivia's attention. Her keen eyes scanned the horizon, and her heart sank as she caught sight of another ship, its sails unfurled and its course set directly for the Feline Isles. "Sky!" Olivia called out, her voice laced with urgency. "What ship is that, approaching the isles from the east?" The mischievous seagull squawked in response, his wings flapping as he peered through his spyglass. "Ah, It's those mangy dogs from the ravenous packs," Sky exclaimed, his feathers ruffling with a mixture of annoyance and concern. "Looks like they've got the same idea as us, Feline Captain. We've got competition for the Feline Isles, it would seem." Olivia's eyes narrowed, her expression hardening with a fierce determination. "Then we must make haste," she said, her voice firm and unyielding. "We cannot allow those scoundrels to lay claim to the Feline Isles before us." "Captain Arnek, full speed ahead." The walrus captain let out a resounding bellow, his massive form lumbering towards the ship's wheel. Aye, Olivia," Arnek roared, his tusks gleaming in the sunlight. "Batten down the hatches, lads. We've got a race to win." The Tempest surged forward, the crew working in perfect unison to propel the ship across the waves with breakneck speed. Olivia stood at the bow, her gaze fixed on the approaching shoreline, her mind racing with 1,000 thoughts. "We cannot fail, my friends," she murmured, her voice tinged with a sense of urgency. "The Feline Isles must be ours to protect and preserve. Whatever challenges await us, we will face them head-on." Buttercup let out a resolute yowl, his eyes gleaming with a fierce determination, and Lumina's glow pulsed with a note of unwavering support. "We are with you, Olivia," the Firefly Spirit said, her voice ringing with a steadfast conviction. "Together, we will claim the Feline Isles and uncover their deepest secrets." As the Tempest drew ever closer to the shore, Olivia could feel the tension mounting, the air thick with a sense of impending conflict. The rival ship, its crew of mischievous dogs, was also racing towards the Feline Isles, determined to reach the hallowed ground first. But Olivia was equally resolute, her paw gripping the emerald collar with a renewed sense of purpose. She would not allow the dog pirates to desecrate the last great sanctuary of the feline kind, not while she still drew breath. "Onward, my friends," Olivia declared, her voice ringing with a steadfast conviction. "The Feline Isles are within our grasp. Let us show these canine interlopers the true power of the feline guardians." With a renewed sense of determination, the crew of the Tempest surged forward, their sights set on the enchanting shores of the Feline Isles. The race was on, and Olivia was determined to emerge victorious, no matter the cost. Chapter 5: The Battle for the Feline Isles. The Tempest and the rival ship, the Howling Havoc, raced across the waves, their crews locked in a desperate contest to be the first to reach the hallowed shores of the Feline Isles. Olivia stood at the bow, her emerald eyes narrowed with a fierce determination, her paw gripping the emerald collar as if her life depended on it. "They're gaining on us, Olivia," Sky squawked, his beady eyes fixed on the approaching ship. "Those mangy dogs won't give up without a fight, that's for sure." Olivia's gaze hardened, her expression resolute. "Then we shall meet them head-on, Sky," she declared, her voice ringing with unwavering conviction. "The Feline Isles are ours to protect, and I will not allow those scoundrels to lay claim to this sacred ground." Buttercup let out a low, rumbling growl, his hackles raised, and Lumina's glow pulsed with a brilliant intensity, the firefly spirit's voice filled with a sense of urgency. Olivia, the emerald collar's power is stirring. I sense a great battle on the horizon, one that will test the limits of your courage and resolve. The feline guardian nodded, her paw caressing the ancient amulet with a reverent touch. Then so be it, Lumina, Olivia replied, her voice tinged with a steely determination. I am ready to face whatever challenges may come, for the sake of the Feline Isles and all who call this paradise home. As the tempest drew closer to the shore, Olivia could see the rival ship, the Howling Havoc, closing in, its crew of mischievous dogs baying with a feral intensity. Prepare for battle, my friends, Olivia called out, her voice cutting through the salty air. We must not allow those canine interlopers to set foot on the Feline Isles. Captain Arneck's booming laughter echoed across the deck, the massive walrus hefting a harpoon in his massive flippers. Aye, feline captain, the gruff sailor bellowed. Lads, ready the cannons and the grappling hooks. We'll show those mangy mutts a thing or two about feline determination. The Tempest's crew sprang into action, their movements coordinated and efficient as they readied their defenses. Sky, the mischievous seagull, took to the skies, his sharp eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the enemy's movements. They're closing in, Olivia, the first mate squawked, his wings flapping furiously. Get ready, landlubbers, 'cause here they come. With a deafening roar, the Howling Havoc rammed against the Tempest, the impact shaking the very foundations of the ship. Olivia braced herself, her claws unsheathed and her emerald eyes blazing with a fierce protective instinct. For the Feline Isles, she cried, her voice ringing with a rallying cry. The battle was joined, a clash of feline and canine as the two crews engaged in a fierce, no-holds-barred struggle for the right to set foot on the hallowed shores. Cannon fire echoed across the waves, and the air was thick with the sound of snarls, yowls, and barks as the combatants fought with tooth and claw. Olivia stood at the heart of the conflict, her movements swift and graceful as she battled the dog pirates, the emerald collar's power surging through her veins. Buttercup fought by her side, his fangs bared and his claws raking across the enemy's flanks, while Lumina's glow illuminated the battlefield, her voice ringing with words of encouragement and guidance. The battle raged on, the two ships locked in a desperate dance as they jockeyed for position, each crew determined to reach the Feline Isles first. Olivia felt the strain of the conflict, her muscles aching, but she refused to falter, her resolve as unyielding as the crashing waves. Finally, as the sun began to dip below the horizon, the Tempest broke free of the Howling Havoc's grasp, surging forward with a renewed burst of speed. Olivia stood at the bow, her emerald eyes fixed on the enchanting shores of the Feline Isles, now within her reach. "We've done it, my friends," she called out, her voice filled with a mixture of triumph and relief. "The Feline Isles are ours." Buttercup let out a triumphant yowl, his tail swishing back and forth, and Lumina's glow shone with a radiant brilliance, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a sense of profound accomplishment. "You have proven your worth, feline guardian," the spirit said, her words tinged with reverence. "The Feline Isles now await your discovery, and the secrets they hold will surely be revealed to you and your companions." Olivia dipped her head, a hint of a smile playing at the corners of her lips. "Then let us not delay any further," she declared, her gaze sweeping across the faces of her steadfast crew. "The Feline Isles beckon, and we shall answer their call." As the tempest made landfall, Olivia knew that the true test of their mettle was only just beginning. But with the Emerald Collar's power at her side and her loyal companions by her side, she was more than ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Feline Isles had been secured, and Olivia was determined to uncover their deepest mysteries, no matter the cost. Chapter 6: The Wonders of the Feline Isles. As the Tempest's gangplank was lowered, Olivia stepped onto the enchanting shores of the Feline Isles, her emerald eyes wide with wonder and reverence. The lush, verdant landscape stretched out before her, a tapestry of vibrant colors and ancient magic that seemed to hum with a living, breathing energy. Buttercup bounded at her side, his golden fur glistening in the afternoon sun, and Lumina's ethereal glow danced around them, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a tone of profound awe. "Truly, this place is a testament to the enduring power and resilience of the feline kind," Lumina said, her luminescence pulsing with a reverent rhythm. "The very air we breathe is infused with the essence of the Feline Isles' ancient magic." Olivia nodded, her paw reaching up to caress the emerald collar at her neck, the ancient amulet thrumming with a reassuring rhythm. "Yes, Lumina," the feline guardian murmured, her voice tinged with a sense of wonder. "I can feel the power of this place coursing through me, as if the Feline Isles themselves are welcoming us home." Captain Arneck's booming laughter echoed across the shore, the gruff walrus captain striding towards Olivia with a triumphant grin. "Aye, lass, you can say that again," the old sailor exclaimed, his massive flippers gesturing grandly towards the lush landscape. "I've sailed these seas for nigh on 50 years, and I've never seen a place quite like this. The Feline Isles are truly a sight to behold." Sky, the mischievous seagull, fluttered down to perch atop Arneck's head, his beady eyes gleaming with a mischievous spark. "Aye, and we nearly had to fight off those mangy mutts to get here, didn't we, Captain?" the first mate squawked, his feathers ruffling with a sense of pride. "But we showed 'em what a feline crew is made of, didn't we?" Olivia nodded, a faint smile tugging at the corners of her lips. "Indeed, Sky," she replied, her gaze sweeping across the faces of her companions. "But now that we are here, we must turn our attention to the task at hand, uncovering the secrets of the Feline Isles." The seagull let out a dramatic sigh, his wings flapping in an exaggerated gesture. "Ah, the hard work begins, eh, feline captain?" Sky lamented, though his tone was laced with a hint of playful sarcasm. "Well, I suppose there's no rest for the wicked, as they say." Olivia chuckled, her emerald eyes gleaming with a spark of amusement. "Come now, Sky," she said, her voice tinged with a note of gentle chiding. "This is no time for your mischievous antics. The Feline Isles hold wonders beyond our wildest dreams, and we must approach this journey with the utmost care and reverence." Buttercup let out a low, rumbling purr, his golden eyes filled with a sense of purpose, and Lumina's glow pulsed with a reassuring warmth. "Olivia speaks true, my friends," the firefly spirit said, her voice ringing with a sense of gravity. "The Feline Isles are a place of great power and ancient mystery. We must be prepared to face whatever challenges await us, for the fate of our kind may very well hang in the balance." Olivia dipped her head in a solemn nod, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. "Then let us begin our exploration, my companions," the feline guardian declared, her voice filled with a steadfast determination. "The secrets of the Feline Isles will not uncover themselves, and I, for one, am eager to unlock the mysteries that have eluded our kind for so long." With a renewed sense of purpose, Olivia led her crew into the lush, verdant landscape of the Feline Isles, her emerald eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the wonders that awaited them. The journey had only just begun, but Olivia was more than ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, for the sake of her feline brethren and the preservation of this sacred, hallowed ground. Chapter 7: The Ancient Ruins. Olivia and her companions ventured deeper into the Feline Isles, the lush, verdant landscape unfolding before them like a tapestry of vibrant colors and ancient magic. Buttercup padded at her side, his golden fur gleaming in the afternoon sun, while Lumina's ethereal glow danced around them, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a sense of wonder and reverence. "The energy of this place is truly remarkable, Olivia," Lumina murmured, her luminescence pulsing with a captivating rhythm. "I can feel the echoes of a rich, storied history permeating every inch of the Feline Isles." Olivia nodded, her emerald eyes scanning the landscape with a keen, discerning gaze. "Yes, Lumina," the feline guardian replied, her voice tinged with a sense of anticipation. "And I suspect that the answers we seek lie hidden within the very fabric of this hallowed ground." As they traversed the lush, winding trails, the crew of the Tempest encountered a sight that left them all momentarily awestruck, a towering, crumbling structure that seemed to emerge from the very earth itself. "By the ancients," Arnek breathed, his massive flippers gesturing towards the imposing ruins. "These must be the remnants of an ancient feline civilization, lost to the passage of time." Sky, the mischievous seagull, fluttered down to perch on the walrus captain's shoulder, his beady eyes gleaming with a spark of curiosity. "Well, what are we waiting for, mate?" the first mate squawked, his wings flapping with an eager energy. "Let's go take a closer look, eh? Maybe we'll find some shiny treasure hidden amongst the rubble." Olivia raised a paw, her emerald eyes narrowing with a stern expression. "Steady, Sky," she cautioned, her voice laced with a note of caution. "These ruins are ancient and hallowed ground. We must approach them with the utmost care and reverence, lest we disturb something that is best left undisturbed." The seagull let out a dramatic sigh, his feathers ruffling with a hint of disappointment. Aye, feline captain," Sky conceded, though his tone was tinged with a touch of begrudging acceptance. "I suppose you're right. Wouldn't want to go offending the local spirits, eh? Olivia nodded, her gaze sweeping across the faces of her companions. Indeed, she said, her voice firm and resolute. Now, let us proceed with caution and see what secrets these ancient ruins may hold. With Lumina's glow illuminating the way, the crew of the Tempest made their way towards the towering, crumbling structure, their footsteps muffled by the lush vegetation that blanketed the ground. Olivia could feel the weight of the emerald collar around her neck, its power thrumming with a reassuring rhythm, as if the ancient amulet itself was guiding them towards their destination. As they drew closer, the true grandeur of the ruins became evident, the intricate carvings and weathered stonework speaking of a civilization that had once thrived in this hallowed place. Olivia felt a sense of reverence and trepidation, for she knew that the answers they sought, and perhaps even the fate of their kind, lay hidden within these crumbling walls. Buttercup let out a soft, rumbling purr, his golden eyes reflecting the same sense of awe and wonder that Olivia felt. Lumina's glow pulsed with a brilliant intensity, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a note of profound curiosity. The energy of this place is overwhelming, Olivia, the spirit murmured, her luminescence casting a warm, comforting glow over the feline guardian and her companions. I can feel the echoes of a rich, complex history whispering to us, begging to be uncovered. Olivia dipped her head in a solemn nod, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. Then let us heed the call of this hallowed ground, my friends, she declared, her voice filled with a steadfast determination. The secrets of the Feline Isles await, and we shall uncover them, no matter the cost. With a renewed sense of purpose, Olivia led her crew towards the ancient ruins, her emerald eyes gleaming with a fierce, protective instinct. Whatever lay hidden within those crumbling walls, she was determined to discover it, for the sake of her feline brethren and the preservation of this sacred, revered land. Chapter 8: Uncovering the Feline Legacy. Olivia and her companions stood before the towering, crumbling ruins, their eyes drinking in the intricate details and weathered stonework that spoke of a civilization long since vanished. The air was thick with the scent of ancient magic, and Lumina's ethereal glow cast a soft, reverent light over the hallowed ground. Buttercup let out a soft, rumbling purr, his golden eyes reflecting the same sense of awe and reverence that Olivia felt. The feline guardian reached up to caress the emerald collar at her neck, its power thrumming with a reassuring rhythm. Where do we even begin, Olivia? Sky squawked, the mischievous seagull fluttering down to perch on a nearby boulder. These ruins are massive, it'll take us ages to uncover their secrets. Olivia's emerald eyes narrowed with a contemplative gaze, her paw trailing along the weathered surface of the crumbling walls. We must approach this methodically, Sky, she replied, her voice firm yet tinged with a note of reverence. These ruins hold the answers we seek, but we must tread carefully, lest we disturb something that is best left undisturbed. Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, let out a rumbling chuckle, his massive flippers gesturing towards the looming structure. Aye, lass, that's true enough, the old sailor said, his voice gruff yet laced with a hint of excitement. "But where's the fun in that, eh? We're a crew of adventurers. After all, best to dive right in and see what we can uncover." Lumina's glow pulsed with a cautious warmth, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a tone of gentle chiding. "Patience, Captain Arnek," the spirit said, her luminescence casting a soft, comforting glow over the group. "The secrets of the Feline Isles are not to be taken lightly. We must proceed with reverence and care, lest we awaken something that could jeopardize our very mission." Olivia nodded in agreement, her emerald eyes sweeping across the faces of her companions. "Lumina speaks true," the feline guardian said, her voice tinged with a sense of gravity. "The Feline Isles hold a power that we can scarcely begin to comprehend. We must tread carefully, and let the ruins guide us to the answers we seek." With renewed purpose, the crew of the Tempest spread out, their keen eyes and nimble paws scouring the ancient structure for any clues or artifacts that might shed light on the Feline Isles' mysterious past. Olivia, accompanied by Buttercup and Lumina, made her way deeper into the ruins, her senses heightened and her heart racing with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. As they explored the crumbling halls and weathered corridors, Olivia couldn't help but feel a sense of reverence and wonder. The intricate carvings and delicate murals that adorned the walls spoke of a civilization that had once thrived in this hallowed place, their feline inhabitants living in harmony with the land and its ancient magic. Lumina's glow danced across the surfaces, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a tone of profound discovery. "Olivia, look!" the spirit exclaimed, her luminescence pulsing with a brilliant intensity. "These murals, they depict the history of the feline kind, their triumphs and their trials." Olivia's eyes widened with awe as she gazed upon the vibrant, sweeping images. Scenes of feline guardians wielding the power of the Emerald Collar, protecting the Feline Isles from unseen threats, unfolded before her, the details so vivid and lifelike that it was as if the past had come to life. Buttercup let out a soft, rumbling purr, his golden eyes filled with a sense of reverence and understanding. "The Feline Isles have borne witness to the legacy of our kind," the feline companion murmured, his voice tinged with a profound sense of connection. "And now, Olivia, it is our turn to add our own chapter to this hallowed history." Olivia nodded, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant, its power thrumming with a renewed sense of purpose. "Then let us not waste a moment, my friends," the feline guardian declared, her voice filled with a steadfast determination. "The secrets of the Feline Isles await, and we shall uncover them, no matter the cost." With renewed vigor, Olivia and her companions delved deeper into the ancient ruins, their eyes and minds open to the wonders and mysteries that lay in wait. The legacy of the feline kind was theirs to uncover, and Olivia was more than ready to embrace the challenges that lay ahead. Chapter 9: The Emerald Guardians. As Olivia and her companions explored the ancient ruins, they uncovered a wealth of information about the feline civilization that had once thrived on the Feline Isles. The intricate murals and carvings that adorned the weathered walls told a story of a people steeped in magic and tradition, their lives intertwined with the very land they called home. Lumina's ethereal glow illuminated the crumbling corridors, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a tone of profound reverence. The emerald collar, the symbol of the feline guardians, the spirit murmured, her luminescence pulsing with a captivating rhythm. It was the source of their power, their connection to the ancient magic that flows through these hallowed aisles. Olivia nodded, her paw reaching up to caress the amulet that hung around her own neck, its power thrumming with a reassuring rhythm. Then it is our duty, as the inheritors of this legacy, to protect and preserve the feline isles, the feline guardian said, her voice filled with a steadfast determination. The emerald collar has chosen us, and we must rise to the occasion. Buttercup let out a low, rumbling purr, his golden eyes gleaming with a fierce protectiveness. We will not fail, Olivia, the feline companion declared, his words laced with unwavering conviction. The feline isles are our birthright, and we shall defend them with every fiber of our being. Sky, the mischievous seagull, fluttered down to perch on a nearby ledge, his beady eyes scanning the crumbling ruins with a mixture of curiosity and reverence. I, feline captain, the first mate squawked, his feathers ruffling with a hint of solemnity. These emerald guardians, they sound like a right proper bunch of scallywags, don't they? Bet they'd give even the toughest of us a run for our money. Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, let out a booming laugh, his massive flippers clapping together with a resounding thud. Aye, that they would, Sky, the old sailor exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with a sense of excitement. But I reckon our little band of misfits is more than a match for any feline guardian, eh? What say you, Olivia? Olivia's emerald eyes narrowed with a contemplative gaze, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. The Emerald Guardians were not mere warriors, Captain Arnek, the feline guardian replied, her voice tinged with a note of reverence. They were the keepers of the feline isle's most sacred mysteries, the wielders of a power that we can scarcely begin to comprehend. Lumina's glow pulsed with a brilliant intensity, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a sense of gravity. Olivia speaks true, the spirit said, her luminescence casting a warm, comforting glow over the group. The Emerald Guardians were not mere mortal beings, they were the living embodiment of the Feline Isle's ancient magic, entrusted with the solemn duty of protecting this hallowed ground. Olivia dipped her head in a solemn nod, her emerald eyes gleaming with a fierce determination. Then we must rise to the occasion, my friends, the feline guardian declared, her voice filled with a steadfast conviction. For the feline isles are now in our care, and we must honor the legacy of the Emerald Guardians by safeguarding this sacred land from any who would seek to desecrate it. Buttercup let out a resolute yowl, his golden fur bristling with a protective instinct, and Sky's feathers ruffled with a newfound sense of purpose. Aye, feline captain, the seagull squawked, his wings flapping with a renewed vigor. We'll show those mangy mutts from the Howling Havoc a thing or two about feline ferocity, that's for sure. Captain Arnek's booming laughter echoed through the ancient corridors, the massive walrus captain clapping Olivia on the back with a hearty thump. "That's the spirit, lass," the old sailor exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with a sense of pride. "The Emerald Guardians may have been a sight to behold, but I reckon we've got a few tricks of our own up our sleeves, eh?" Olivia allowed a faint smile to tug at the corners of her lips, her emerald eyes filled with a renewed sense of purpose. "Indeed, Captain," the feline guardian replied, her voice tinged with a note of quiet determination. "For the Feline Isles are our birthright, and we shall defend them with every fiber of our being." With a newfound resolve, Olivia and her companions delved deeper into the ancient ruins, their hearts and minds filled with the legacy of the Emerald Guardians. The challenges that lay ahead would be daunting, but Olivia was more than ready to face them, for the sake of her feline brethren and the preservation of this hallowed, enchanting land. Chapter 10: The Awakening. As Olivia and her companions explored the ancient ruins, they stumbled upon a chamber that seemed to hum with a palpable energy, the very air crackling with an undeniable sense of power. Lumina's ethereal glow cast a soft, reverent light over the weathered walls, and Buttercup's golden fur bristled with a protective instinct. Olivia's emerald eyes narrowed with a contemplative gaze, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. She could feel the amulet's power pulsing in sync with the rhythm of the chamber, as if the ancient artifact was beckoning her to uncover the secrets that lay within. "Careful, my friends," the feline guardian cautioned, her voice barely above a whisper. "This place, it is imbued with a power that we can scarcely begin to comprehend." Sky, the mischievous seagull, fluttered down to perch on a nearby ledge, his beady eyes scanning the chamber with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. "Aye, lass, that's for sure," the first mate squawked, his feathers ruffling with a hint of unease. "I can almost feel the weight of it pressing down on me, like the very walls are watching our every move." Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, let out a low, rumbling chuckle, his massive flippers gesturing towards the chamber's towering entrance. "Aye, but where's the fun in playing it safe, eh?" the old sailor exclaimed, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "I say we dive right in, see what treasures this place has to offer." Olivia's gaze hardened, her emerald eyes filled with a fierce, protective instinct. "Nay, Captain Arnek," the feline guardian replied, her voice firm and resolute. "This is no mere treasure trove we're dealing with. The power that resides within these walls is ancient and sacred. We must tread with the utmost care, lest we awaken something that we cannot hope to control." Lumina's glow pulsed with a brilliant intensity, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a sense of urgency. "Olivia speaks true, my friends," the spirit said, her luminescence casting a warm, comforting glow over the group. "The Feline Isles hold mysteries that stretch back to the very dawn of our kind. We must approach this with reverence and caution, for the fate of our people may very well hang in the balance." Buttercup let out a low, rumbling purr, his golden eyes gleaming with a fierce protectiveness. "Then let us proceed with the utmost care, Olivia," the feline companion murmured, his words laced with a steadfast determination. For the Feline Isles and all they represent are worth protecting, no matter the cost. Olivia dipped her head in a solemn nod, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. With a deep, steadying breath, she stepped forward, her companions falling into step behind her as they ventured deeper into the chamber's ancient, hallowed depths. The air grew thick with a palpable energy, the very walls seeming to pulse with a captivating rhythm. Olivia could feel the power of the emerald collar surging through her veins, its ancient magic responding to the call of this sacred place. As they reached the chamber's center, a sudden, brilliant flash of light erupted from the floor, bathing the room in a blinding radiance. Olivia and her companions shielded their eyes, their hearts pounding with a mixture of awe and trepidation. And then, as the light began to fade, a towering, ethereal figure materialized before them, its form shimmering with an otherworldly luminescence. "Greetings, feline guardians," a voice, rich and resonant, echoed through the chamber, its words laced with a tone of profound reverence. "I have awaited your arrival for many a solstice." Olivia's emerald eyes widened with awe, her paw still clutching the emerald collar's pendant as she gazed upon the majestic being before her. Who are you?" the feline guardian breathed, her voice tinged with a sense of wonder and trepidation. The ethereal figure's luminescent form seemed to pulse with a captivating rhythm, its words resonating with a sense of ancient wisdom. "I am Solaris, the Radiant Guardian, the first among the Emerald Guardians who have safeguarded the Feline Isles for generations untold," the being replied, its voice ringing with a sense of gravity. "And you, Olivia, have been chosen to carry on this sacred legacy." Olivia felt her heart quicken, a surge of reverence and purpose coursing through her veins. The emerald collar at her neck throbbed with a renewed energy, as if the ancient amulet itself was resonating with the presence of this majestic, otherworldly being. "Then I am ready, Solaris," the feline guardian declared, her voice filled with a steadfast determination. "The Feline Isles and all they represent are under my protection, and I will not fail in this sacred duty." Solaris's luminescent form seemed to expand, its presence filling the chamber with a sense of ancient power and benevolence. "Then, so it shall be, Olivia," the radiant guardian intoned, its words ringing with a note of profound significance. "For the fate of the feline kind now rests upon your shoulders, and the challenges that lie ahead will test the limits of your courage and resolve." Olivia felt the weight of Solaris's words settle upon her, a sense of purpose and responsibility coursing through her very being. But she stood tall, her emerald eyes gleaming with a fierce, unwavering determination. "I am ready, Solaris," the feline guardian repeated, her voice filled with a steadfast conviction. "For the Feline Isles and all they represent are worth fighting for, no matter the cost." As the radiant guardian's luminescent form began to fade, Olivia felt the power of the emerald collar surge within her, its ancient magic thrumming with a renewed sense of purpose. The journey ahead would be fraught with peril, but Olivia was more than ready to embrace the challenges that lay in wait for the sake of her feline brethren and the preservation of this hallowed, enchanting land. Chapter 11: The Gathering Storm. The echoes of Solores's words still reverberated through the ancient chamber as Olivia and her companions stood in awe, the weight of their newfound responsibility settling upon their shoulders. The emerald collar at Olivia's neck pulsed with a renewed energy, its power surging through the feline guardian's veins. Buttercup let out a low, rumbling purr, his golden eyes gleaming with a fierce protectiveness. The feline isles are indeed in our care now, Olivia, the feline companion murmured, his words laced with a steadfast conviction. And we shall not fail in this sacred duty. Sky, the mischievous seagull, fluttered down to perch on a nearby ledge, his beady eyes scanning the chamber with a mixture of reverence and trepidation. "Aye, lass, that's for sure," the first mate squawked, his feathers ruffling with a hint of nervous energy. "But the challenges Solores spoke of, they sound like they'll be a right proper test of our mettle, don't they?" Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, let out a booming laugh, his massive flippers clapping together with a resounding thud. "Aye, that they will, Sky," the old sailor exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with a sense of excitement. "But I reckon our little band of misfits is more than up for the task, eh?" Lumina's ethereal glow pulsed with a warm, reassuring rhythm, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a tone of profound reverence. "Indeed, Captain Arnek," the spirit said, her luminescence casting a soft, comforting light over the group. "For the feline isles have chosen us to be their guardians, and we must rise to the occasion with unwavering courage and determination." Olivia dipped her head in a solemn nod, her emerald eyes gleaming with a fierce, protective instinct. "Lumina speaks true, my friends," the feline guardian declared, her voice filled with a steadfast resolve. "The fate of our kind now rests upon our shoulders, and we must be prepared to face whatever challenges lie ahead." The emerald collar's power thrummed with a renewed intensity, and Olivia could feel the ancient amulet's energy flowing through her, guiding her and bolstering her resolve. "But we are not alone in this endeavor," the feline guardian continued, her gaze sweeping across the faces of her companions. "For the emerald guardians of old have entrusted us with this sacred duty, and their legacies shall serve as our guiding light." Buttercup let out a resolute yowl, his golden fur bristling with a protective instinct, and Sky's feathers ruffled with a newfound sense of purpose. "Aye, aye, feline captain," the seagull squawked, his wings flapping with a renewed vigor. "We'll show those mangy mutts from the Howling Havoc a thing or two about feline ferocity, that's for sure." Captain Arnek's booming laughter echoed through the ancient chamber, the massive walrus captain clapping Olivia on the back with a hearty thump. "That's the spirit, lass," the old sailor exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with a sense of pride. "The Emerald Guardians may have been a sight to behold, but I reckon we've got a few tricks of our own up our sleeves, eh?" Olivia allowed a faint smile to tug at the corners of her lips, her emerald eyes filled with a renewed sense of purpose. "Indeed, Captain," the feline guardian replied, her voice tinged with a note of quiet determination. "For the feline isles are our birthright, and we shall defend them with every fiber of our being." As the group made their way back out of the ancient chamber, Olivia couldn't help but feel a sense of trepidation and anticipation. The challenges that lay ahead were daunting, but she knew that she and her companions were up to the task. The Emerald Guardian's legacy had been entrusted to them, and they would honor it with their unwavering resolve and fierce determination. However, as they emerged into the lush, verdant landscape of the Feline Isles, a sense of unease began to settle over the group. The air seemed to crackle with a palpable energy, and the very ground beneath their paws seemed to hum with a growing sense of unrest. Lumina's glow pulsed with a cautious rhythm, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a note of trepidation. "Something is amiss, my friends," the spirit murmured, her luminescence casting a wary glow over the surroundings. "I can feel a dark presence lurking in the shadows, something that seeks to disrupt the delicate balance of the Feline Isles." Olivia's emerald eyes narrowed with a resolute gaze, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. "Then we must be vigilant, Lumina," the feline guardian declared, her voice filled with a steadfast determination. "For the Feline Isles and all they represent are under our protection, and we shall not falter in the face of any threat that dares to challenge us." The emerald collar's power surged within Olivia, its ancient magic thrumming with a renewed sense of purpose. The gathering storm was upon them, and Olivia and her companions were more than ready to face it head-on, for the sake of their feline brethren and the preservation of this hallowed, enchanting land. Chapter 12: Shadows of the Howling Havoc. The air was thick with tension as Olivia and her companions made their way through the lush, verdant landscape of the Feline Isles. Lumina's ethereal glow cast a wary, cautious light over their surroundings, the firefly spirit's words still ringing with a sense of unease. "Something is amiss, my friends," the spirit had murmured, her luminescence pulsing with a trepidatious rhythm. "I can feel a dark presence lurking in the shadows, something that seeks to disrupt the delicate balance of this hallowed land." Olivia's emerald eyes narrowed with a steely resolve, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. The ancient amulet thrummed with a renewed energy, its power surging through the feline guardian's veins, bolstering her determination. "Then we must be vigilant, Lumina," the feline guardian had declared, her voice filled with a steadfast conviction. "For the Feline Isles and all they represent are under our protection, and we shall not falter in the face of any threat that dares to challenge us." Buttercup, Olivia's loyal feline companion, let out a low, rumbling growl, his golden eyes scanning the horizon with a keen, protective gaze. "The Howling Havoc," the feline guardian murmured, his words laced with a fierce, unwavering resolve. "They have dared to set paw upon the sacred Feline Isles, and they shall pay dearly for their transgressions." Sky, the mischievous seagull, fluttered down to perch on a nearby boulder, his beady eyes narrowing with a predatory focus. "Aye, that they will, Buttercup," the first mate squawked, his feathers ruffling with a hint of deadly intent. "Those mangy mutts won't know what hit 'em when the wrath of the Tempest's crew comes crashing down upon them." Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, let out a booming laugh, his massive flippers clapping together with a resounding thud. "That's the spirit, Sky," the old sailor exclaimed, his eyes gleaming with a sense of excitement. "We'll show those scoundrels from the Howling Havoc a thing or two about the true power of the Feline Isles." Olivia felt a surge of pride and determination coursing through her, the emerald collar's power thrumming in sync with the rhythm of her beating heart. Her companion's unwavering resolve only served to bolster her own, and she knew that together they would face the looming threat head-on, no matter the cost. As the group pressed onward, the very air seemed to grow heavier, the shadows deepening and the sounds of the Feline Isle's vibrant ecosystem becoming muted and muffled. Lumina's glow pulsed with a cautious intensity, the firefly spirit's voice ringing with a note of grave concern. "Tread carefully, my friends," the spirit murmured, her luminescence casting a wary light over the surroundings. "The presence I sensed earlier, it grows stronger with each passing moment. We are not alone in these hallowed lands." Olivia's emerald eyes scanned the dimly lit landscape, her senses heightened and her muscles coiled with a feline predator's instinct. "Then let us not linger, Lumina," the feline guardian replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "We must find the source of this disturbance and confront it head-on, before it has a chance to spread its insidious influence across the Feline Isles." Buttercup let out a low, rumbling growl, his golden fur bristling with a protective ferocity. "I sense them, Olivia," the feline companion murmured, his words laced with a deadly intensity. "The scent of the Howling Havoc, their foul stench polluting the sacred air of these hallowed lands." Sky's feathers ruffled with a hint of nervous energy, the seagull's beady eyes darting from one shadowy corner to the next. I can feel it too, Buttercup," the first mate squawked, his voice uncharacteristically tense. "And I don't like the look of those shadows, not one bit." Captain Arneck's massive frame tensed, the gruff walrus captain's flippers clenching into tight fists. "Then let's not keep those mangy mutts waiting, eh?" the old sailor growled, his voice rumbling with a fierce, protective instinct. "Time to show 'em what happens when they dare to threaten the Feline Isles and its guardians." Olivia felt the power of the emerald collar surging within her, its ancient magic thrumming with a renewed sense of purpose. With a resolute nod, the feline guardian led her companions forward, their eyes and senses alert, ready to confront the looming shadows of the Howling Havoc and defend the hallowed sanctity of the Feline Isles. Chapter 13: Clash of the Feline Guardians. The shadows deepened as Olivia and her companions pressed onward, the very air growing thick with a palpable tension. Lumina's ethereal glow cast a wary, cautious light over their surroundings, the firefly spirit's words still ringing with a sense of grave concern. "Tread carefully, my friends," the spirit had murmured, her luminescence pulsing with a trepidatious rhythm. "The presence I sensed earlier, it grows stronger with each passing moment. We are not alone in these hallowed lands." Olivia's emerald eyes scanned the dimly lit landscape, her senses heightened and her muscles coiled with a feline predator's instinct. The power of the emerald collar thrummed within her, its ancient magic bolstering her resolve and heightening her awareness. Suddenly, a menacing growl echoed through the gloom, sending a shiver down the spines of the feline guardians. Buttercup's golden fur bristled with a fierce, protective instinct, his gleaming eyes narrowing as he pinpointed the source of the ominous sound. The howling Havoc, the feline companion, growled, his words laced with a deadly intensity. "They are close, Olivia, and they mean to challenge our claim over these sacred isles." Sky, the mischievous seagull, fluttered down to perch on a nearby branch, his beady eyes darting from one shadowy corner to the next. I can feel their foul presence, Buttercup," the first mate squawked, his voice tense with a hint of nervous energy. "Those mangy mutts are out for blood, and they won't be backing down without a fight." Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, let out a low, rumbling growl, his massive flippers clenching into tight fists. "Then let's not keep 'em waiting, eh?" the old sailor growled, his eyes gleaming with a fierce, protective instinct. "Time to show those scoundrels from the howling Havoc what happens when they dare to set paw on the feline isles." Olivia's paw tightened around the emerald collar's pendant, the ancient amulet pulsing with a renewed energy. With a resolute nod, the feline guardian stepped forward, her companions falling into step behind her, their eyes and senses alert, ready to confront the looming threat. Suddenly, a pack of feline figures emerged from the shadows, their eyes gleaming with a predatory intensity. Olivia recognized the distinctive markings and battle-scarred pelts of the howling Havoc, their leader, a massive, black-furred tom with piercing amber eyes, stepping forward with a menacing growl. "So, the Emerald Guardians have finally deigned to show their faces," the howling Havoc's leader snarled, his words dripping with contempt. "We have been waiting for you, feline whelps, to reclaim what is rightfully ours." Olivia's emerald eyes narrowed with a steely resolve, her voice ringing with a tone of unwavering conviction. "The feline isles are not yours to claim, Arcanus," the feline guardian declared, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. "These hallowed lands have been entrusted to us, the inheritors of the Emerald Guardian's legacy, and we shall defend them with our very lives." Arcanus let out a mocking laugh, his massive frame tensing with a feral energy. "Foolish whelps," the howling Havoc's leader snarled, his amber eyes gleaming with a malevolent hunger. "The feline isles have always belonged to the strong, and we of the howling Havoc are more than ready to take what is ours." Buttercup let out a thunderous roar, his golden fur bristling with a fierce, protective instinct. "Then you shall have to go through us first, Arcanus," the feline companion growled, his words laced with a deadly intensity. "For the feline isles and all they represent are under our guardianship, and we will not surrender them to the likes of you and your mangy pack." Sky's feathers ruffled with a hint of nervous energy, the seagull's beady eyes darting from one feline warrior to the next. "Aye, that's right, ye scurvy scoundrels," the first mate squawked, his voice tinged with a hint of bravado. "The Tempest's crew ain't about to let you lot waltz in and take what's rightfully ours, savvy?" Captain Arnek's massive frame tensed, the gruff walrus captain's flippers clenching into tight fists. "That's right, ye mangy mutts," the old sailor growled, his voice rumbling with a fierce, protective instinct. The Feline Isles belong to the Emerald Guardians, and will be more than happy to remind you of that, if you've got the guts to try and take him from us. Arcanus let out a menacing snarl, his claws unsheathing with a deadly gleam. Then so be it, the Howling Havoc's leader growled, his amber eyes narrowing with a predatory focus. We shall see who is worthy of the Feline Isles' legacy, Emerald Guardians. With a deafening roar, the pack of feline warriors surged forward, their deadly claws and fangs bared, ready to engage in a clash of epic proportions. Olivia and her companions braced themselves, the power of the emerald collar thrumming within the feline guardian's veins, as they prepared to defend the hallowed sanctity of the Feline Isles, no matter the cost. Chapter 14: Guardians Unleashed. The air crackled with tension as Olivia and her companions faced off against the menacing pack of the Howling Havoc, the shadows of the Feline Isles bearing witness to the impending clash. Arcanus, the massive black-furred Tom leading the feline marauders, let out a menacing snarl, his amber eyes gleaming with a predatory hunger. So be it, Emerald Guardians, the Howling Havoc's leader growled, his claws unsheathing with a deadly gleam. We shall see who is worthy of the Feline Isles' legacy. With a deafening roar, the pack of feline warriors surged forward, their deadly claws and fangs bared, ready to engage in a battle of epic proportions. Olivia felt the power of the emerald collar thrumming within her veins, its ancient magic bolstering her resolve and heightening her senses. Buttercup let out a thunderous roar, the golden-furred feline companion's muscles tensing with a feral intensity. For the Feline Isles, the feline guardian bellowed, his words echoing with a fierce, protective instinct. We shall not surrender these hallowed lands to the likes of you, Arcanus. The massive Tom let out a mocking laugh, his amber eyes narrowing with a malevolent focus. Foolish whelp, Arcanus snarled, the Feline Isles have always belonged to the strong, and we of the Howling Havoc are more than ready to take what is rightfully ours. Sky, the mischievous seagull, took to the skies, his wings beating with a renewed vigor. Not if we have anything to say about it, ye mangy mutt, the first mate squawked, his beady eyes gleaming with a predatory intensity. The Tempest's crew ain't about to let you scoundrels waltz in and take what's ours. Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, let out a booming laugh, his massive flippers clenching into tight fists. Aye, that's right, ye scurvy dogs, the old sailor bellowed, his voice rumbling with a fierce, protective instinct. The Feline Isles belong to the Emerald Guardians, and will be more than happy to remind you of that, if you've got the guts to try and take him from us. Olivia felt the power of the emerald collar surging within her, its ancient magic thrumming with a renewed sense of purpose. With a resolute nod, the feline guardian stepped forward, her emerald eyes gleaming with a fierce determination. The Feline Isles are our birthright, Arcanus, Olivia declared, her voice ringing with a tone of unwavering conviction. And we shall defend them with every fiber of our being. The Howling Havoc's leader let out a menacing snarl, his massive frame tensing with a feral energy. Then so be it, whelp, Arcanus growled, his amber eyes narrowing with a predatory focus. May the strongest feline guardians emerge victorious. With that, the two rival factions collided in a whirlwind of claws, fangs, and unyielding determination. Olivia and her companions fought with a ferocity born of their steadfast resolve to protect the Feline Isles, their movements fluid and precise as they countered the Howling Havoc's savage onslaught. Buttercup, his golden fur bristling with a fierce, protective instinct, lashed out with thunderous swipes of his massive paws, his powerful jaws clamping down on the throats of any foe who dared to draw too close. Sky, the nimble seagull, darted through the air, his sharp beak and talons raking across the faces and flanks of the Howling Havoc warriors, his squawks of defiance ringing out amidst the chaos. Captain Arnek, the gruff walrus, used his sheer size and strength to his advantage, his massive flippers delivering devastating blows that sent the Howling Havoc felines tumbling to the ground, their yowls of pain and surprise echoing through the shadows. And at the heart of the battle, Olivia fought with a grace and ferocity that belied her small stature, the power of the emerald collar surging through her veins. Her claws flashed with a deadly precision, her emerald eyes narrowed with a steely determination, as she confronted Arcanus, the Howling Havoc's leader, in a clash of feline titans. The air crackled with the energy of their combat, the very ground trembling beneath their paws as they exchanged blow after blow, neither side willing to concede an inch. Olivia could feel the emerald collar's power pulsing within her, its ancient magic guiding her movements and bolstering her resolve. With a final, thunderous roar, Olivia unleashed the full force of the emerald collar's power, a brilliant flash of emerald light erupting from the ancient amulet and enveloping the battlefield. The Howling Havoc felines, blinded and disoriented by the dazzling display, stumbled and faltered, their yowls of pain and surprise echoing through the shadows. As the light faded, Arcanus lay at Olivia's paws, his massive frame battered and his amber eyes glaring up at the feline guardian with a mixture of grudging respect and smoldering hatred. This is not over, whelp, the Howling Havoc's leader growled, his voice laced with a note of raw defiance. The Feline Isles will be ours, one way or another. Olivia met Arcanus's gaze with a resolute expression, her paw tightening around the emerald collar's pendant. Then you and your pack shall have to go through us first, Arcanus, the feline guardian declared, her voice filled with a steadfast conviction. For the Feline Isles and all they represent are under our protection, and we will not falter in the face of any who dare to threaten their hallowed sanctity. With a final, defiant growl, Arcanus and the remnants of the Howling Havoc retreated, their tails tucked between their legs as they disappeared into the shadows. Olivia and her companions stood tall, their battle-scarred but triumphant, the power of the Emerald Guardians coursing through them with a renewed vigor. The Feline Isles were safe, for now, but Olivia knew that the looming challenges that Solaris had spoken of were far from over. With a deep, steadying breath, the feline guardian turned to her companions, her emerald eyes gleaming with a fierce, unwavering determination. "Come, my friends," she said, her voice ringing with a tone of quiet resolve. The Feline Isles are counting on us, and we have much work to do. As the group set off, the emerald collar's power pulsing with a sense of purpose, Olivia knew that the battle for the Feline Isles had only just begun.